Pastor Mark here. It's Bring Your Wife and Daughter to Work Day. So this is the question. I'll read it and then disappear. And you didn't know you were going to be in it. We just pulled you in from your office here at the church. So it says, I have 2 beautiful daughters. That's exactly what we've got. Wrong question. How do you navigate... Hey, this is a volunteer position. No judgment, no judgment. How do you navigate parenting an adult child? What are some steps or tips to continue a healthy relationship with an adult daughter who still lives under your roof? I miss that. You're married, so you can't come back, but we miss you. Your husband would be very upset. She has 1 more year of college, is a wonderful young woman of God with a good work ethic. So you ladies have a great relationship. You can answer the question. I'll exit the shop.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
So you lived at home for a little bit, but then went away to college.
But over the summers.
Came back. So what were things that I didn't do well when you would come back?
Yeah. I think it's just interesting, like, building my own faith, especially choosing my own friends and all that, and then coming back into a family environment where the dynamics are different, and I've been out of that for a while, and so I think there were a lot of times that you both had to be really patient with me of understanding what my role was, and just kind of falling back into what my relationships with my siblings looked like, and they'd grown, so that was different, and you and Dad were doing different things, and I wasn't always super involved with all of those changes, so just understanding that it is still your house, and I can't just come back in and be the same way that I was before, but like respecting and getting used to that again, and being an adult and not reverting back to acting like a kid.
So respecting the rules, but not necessarily me having to enforce all of them on you because you're
trusting me
an adult and
Yeah.
So bringing you along in that and receiving you in that, but not making you be one of the kids again.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then what things did we do well?
I think it was really helpful for me. You guys would come down to college just to have lunch with me, or just to hang out, or to help me move in, or
to go into your world,
go shopping or whatever, to understand what I was doing, and to be a part of that, to meet my friends and things like that, and just to show that you were there, still that you were there as much as I wanted to open the door and you wanted to open the door, and it was both ways. It wasn't like a constant worrying about me and checking in about every single little thing, but I knew that you were there and that I could talk to you, and it was just good to be able to check in every once in a while, just call me, like Dad would just call me randomly on the way home from work, or you would do that or whatever, and just to make sure that you were still in the loop with what was going on, and continuing to give me wisdom and keep that relationship, so that if I did need help with anything, I knew that you were there, and it wasn't like there was this big gap all of a sudden. So
we weren't demanding or tried not to demand that time with you, but wanted to be available for you.
Right. And it was helpful. You always had good things to say and gave me perspective about things, and so I learned to respect that as well. And it's different to have an adult relationship, but just going out to coffee, going out to lunch like I did with my other friends that were my age, it doesn't have to be that different. So
and I think as a mom, not taking things personally, it can be a challenge because you've invested so much in your kids and you love them so much and you want good for them and you still want to speak into their life, but they don't always need that in a moment. And so praying through, okay, Lord, do I speak into this opportunity, or do I wait and just let you and the Holy Spirit do your work? And for me, I had to really work on, I know she loves me. I know she doesn't need me every second like she used to. And that's a good thing. That's what we raise our kids, to be independent and to love the Lord on their own. Like you said, have your own relationship. And what does that look like for you? And give you that freedom without trying to make you someone that God isn't asking. And so for me as a mom, I needed to really pray through, I don't need to take this personally. I know she still loves me, but she needs to grow up, and this is part of that process. And so for her, I needed to not be calling 24/7 or giving her responsibilities that were no longer hers, not being, a constant part of being in the home. And that was a growing process for me. And I always say moms need to be willing to grow along with their kids, because we don't always know what to do every moment, but the Lord knows. Absolutely. And so for you, I think I had a lot more of a learning process because you were the oldest.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I think I appreciate your graciousness and your forgiveness in that, because that was... there were some challenges in there.
It's hard for everybody, no, for sure.
So thank you.
Of course.
And I love you, and I'm so proud of who you've become.
Love you too. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. I hope that was helpful.